Hey there everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me here today for a new pick a card reading. For anyone that might be new to my channel, welcome in. My name is Melissa, and the topic that we will be reading on today is how does your former friend feel about you? So this reading is meant to be specifically centered around a platonic friendship of significance. So any friend that you may have fallen out with or fallen out of touch with, maybe even a current friend that you're feeling confused about the status of the friendship, all messages can apply to any of those different scenarios. If you are drawn to this video, there's likely a message that's here for you. For those of you that are subscribed to my channel and who follow my videos, I'm going to be doing this reading very similarly to how we do our romantic versions of these readings. So we'll start off by getting the overall energy of this person and kind of where they stand in the connection. Then we'll use tarot and oracle cards to get some specific insight into how they're feeling. Keep in mind, of course, this is a general reading, so not all messages may apply to your specific situation. Use your intuition to discern what's for you and what's not. Always take what resonates and leave behind anything that doesn't. And if you want to book a personal reading, all the details on how you can do so will be linked in the description box down below. So let's go ahead and get into our deck selection. We're going to be doing 3 groups today. Starting here on the left, we have deck number 1. This is some pink Himalayan salt. We have deck number 2, which is some beautiful honey calcite. And deck number 3, we have some blue obsidian. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Think about your friendship. Think about this person. Go ahead and select the deck or crystal you're feeling the most intuitively connected to, really selecting with your gut instincts versus your eyesight. And once you've made your choice, you can scroll down to the description box below where you will find the timestamp that will take you straight away to your reading. See you there. Hello there, group number 1. If you guys picked out the pink Himalayan salt with the Muse tarot, this will be your reading where we're going to find out how your former friend feels about you and about your friendship. So I'm going to start with some oracle cards where we're going to kind of dig into their overall energy and where they stand toward this connection. Then we will move into your tarot cards and some oracle cards for some specific details and insights. So overall energy for group 1, please. How is their friend that they're thinking of feeling about them and their friendship? Overall energies. Okay, so sacral is being activated here. So we have desert sand, awaken your creativity. I do feel that this person, when they think back to your connection, I definitely feel like they think of really fun times with that orange energy being highlighted here. This is all about the sacral chakra. And so the sacral chakra is where our creative expression lies. So there could have been a lot of fun times that the two of you had together that this person thinks about. You also may have played a role in this person's creative awakening or the way that they emotionally express themselves. Look at this. Sacral is coming through again. Let's see. So if you guys aren't super familiar with the sacral, I would recommend looking it up because it seems really significant to this person. So how is this person feeling about my group 1 viewers? Oh my God, that's so funny, you guys. Okay, so the sacral chakra is important. So yeah, like I was mentioning, you know, the sacral is all about creative expression, emotional expression. It's also about sexual energy. So I don't know, for some of you guys, this connection might not have been 100% platonic in nature. There could have been for some of you out there, there could have been some sort of like a physical attraction that the two of you had to one another. Maybe for some of you, this was like a friends with benefits situation. Doesn't necessarily have to be. If that doesn't resonate, though, there's definitely an energy of this person feeling like there was a lot of joy in this connection. I do believe that when they look back on the connection, they still think very fondly of you and the time that you shared together. And you guys, I think, have definitely played a part in this person's ability to express themselves emotionally and creatively. So maybe you guys worked on like a creative project together or something like that. Could be a lot of different scenarios at play, but definitely the sacral chakra is being activated here. So let's get some details. So for pile 1, how is their former friend feeling about them at this time? All right, so we have the Death card. We have the 5 of Swords. We have the Ace of Swords reversed. Okay, clarifying the Death card, please. The 10 of Pentacles reversed. Let's clarify this 5 of Swords, please. How are they feeling? The Hanged Man. Okay, and let's clarify this Ace of Voices reversed. The Knight of Inspiration. This is the Knight of Wands. Lots of creative energy coming in here. 8 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So it's possible for some of you guys that this friend of yours, they might have moved with that 8 of Wands being there, because that can be an indication of like long distance or moving or just movement in general. I'll pop that up there. I'm going to pull one more oracle card here, and then we'll get into the full interpretation that I'm seeing. Sorry, guys. So how is pile 1's former friend feeling about them and feeling about this connection? Okay. The 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel. So this is the throat chakra that's being highlighted here. Okay. All right, you guys. So what's going on? I definitely feel that this person, so if they didn't move away from you, I definitely feel like this person is, they still hold a lot of passionate energy for you. They still hold a lot of fun, happy energy with you when they think about you. So if you guys haven't talked to this person in a while, I don't necessarily think that they feel like any ill will toward you. The energy feels really, we have a lot of indications of happiness and joy and like pleasure that they feel when they think back to this connection. Knight of Wands, 8 of Wands. I do think that this person would want to have some sort of communication with you. But I definitely see that there's an energy of them maybe not being clear on how to have communication or how to start that conversation. I think this person could potentially be a little bit in their head when they think of how they would come forward to communicate. So let's start over here. So we have the Death card with the 8 of Materials in reverse, okay? So this person is right now, I think, going through, or maybe in the recent past when you guys were connecting, there was like a huge shift that this person was going through in their life. And I want to pull this forward to show you guys something here, because this Death card has a moth depicted in it. And so, sidebar story, a few months ago, I had a dream about moths. And when I looked up the meaning of seeing a moth in your dream, a lot of times this is talking about when something in your life is maybe needing to die off, or maybe has lasted too long beyond its expiration date. There's a lot of different meanings for it. I'd recommend looking it up. But that really coincides very well with the energy of death, because death is all about change. It's all about transition. It's about inevitable change, where we know that we have to leave certain things in our lives behind. So I think specifically for a lot of you, especially if this person was moving or moving on in their life, going on to other things, I definitely feel that this person feels as though you left like a huge mark on their life in some way. Like you definitely played a role in this person's overall transformation. But they knew, like there was something here where they knew that they had to kind of say goodbye to this connection or leave it behind, or that they needed the connection to actually shift or change into something different, because however it was going before maybe wasn't working for them. We also have a 10 of Materials in reverse. So this is all about thinking more short term versus long term. 10 of Materials is all about like that legacy building energy. And so I do feel that for whatever reason, when you guys fell out with this person, or even if you didn't really necessarily have a specific falling out, it's like, I think this person realized that wherever they were going in their life, whatever place they were moving away to, whatever it was, at the time, this person may not have seen you as being a part of that long-term legacy that they were building for themselves, that long-term community or camaraderie that we may want in our lives. Because if we look here, we have this beautiful circle of family standing around this tree. With it being in reverse, this is more about that short-term energy versus the long-term. And I do think that it really had a lot to do with this person's change or transformation that they were going through personally. So I definitely feel that this person, they do want to talk to you. They are wanting to have some sort of a conversation with you about something. But with the 5 of Swords being here, the 5 of Voices, I feel like this person is very much in their head. This is a very kind of like self-sabotaging energy that we can fall into. And this person might like do certain things where it almost feels like they're kind of dangling, like how they're dangling this grape. It's like when someone is dangling or tempting you or baiting you with something to try to see if you'll take the bait. So if you guys have been getting like passive aggressive communication from this person, I wouldn't necessarily take it super personally. I think that this person is just really in their head and not really understanding how they want to come forward in a healthy way. And this person may even be trying to like, practice like meditation or yoga. Like there's definitely an energy of this person wanting or needing to kind of center themselves a little bit before they're going to be fully prepared to really let their guard down and just speak the truth of how they feel. This can be kind of like a passive aggressive energy in my experience, where someone is just really afraid to be super vulnerable and just say it, like come out and say what they feel, because they don't want to let their guard down. They're afraid to let their guard down deep down inside. And so they might kind of dangle these little tidbits of communication or do a certain thing to try to get your attention to see if you'll communicate, but it's like they're not ready to come right out and say it. This person, because they're not really ready to be vulnerable, I do see them here in the Hangman energy of just like taking pause before taking action, right? Because this person is really, I think, trying to see clearly or see things from a different perspective before they do so, before they come forward, before they initiate any sort of communication with you. I also think for some of you guys that this person, is sort of allowing, because, the Hangman is all about taking pause to see something from a different perspective. And so I am getting for a select few of you that this person may be overanalyzing a little bit too much. Have you ever heard that term, like it's called analysis paralysis, where you just look at something for so long that you almost start to like make up stories in your head about it, or get way too caught in the weeds or way too caught in the details. So the energy here is super blocked because of that in terms of like forward movement. But there is this desire for them to sort of see this connection from a different perspective. And I do think that they're getting there. I mean, we already have so many beautiful energies of this like creative awakening or emotional expression awakening that you have been able to help this person with on their journey, whether they're consciously aware of it or not. So I do feel that deep down there is a lot of love for you. There's a lot of appreciation for you. There's joy still here in this connection. But kind of coming back over here to this Ace of Swords reversed, when it comes to communication, I don't think this person is clear about what they want. I actually think this person could be feeling a little bit confused about maybe how you feel, a little bit confused about how they feel, maybe a little just confused about the situation in general, because the Ace of Swords is definitely telling me there's a lack of understanding here, a lack of clear thought, and a lack of clear communication. So with the Knight of Wands, again, there's a lot of joy here that this person feels for you, and there is this desire for forward movement. I do feel there's this desire to connect through the things that you guys share that you're passionate about, but this is also an impulsive energy, right? So I definitely feel like this person could sometimes come across as a little bit impulsive, because maybe they're not clear on why they're doing certain things. And that makes a lot of sense with that Knight of Wands, because the Knight of Wands kind of just goes after what they feel excited about. They don't always think things through all the way. And so sometimes this is an energy that can create a lot of confusion, because someone can be acting super passionate and super excited about you and super excited about the connection. But then like ultimately they're not really clear about why they're doing what they're doing. So the energy can be a little flaky, or you guys get what I'm trying to say. The energy can come across a little flaky or hot and cold at times because of that. So let's take a look. I'm going to do one more deck here just to get any like additional messages. So let's see. So for pile 1, let's get some more clarification for them on how their former friend is feeling about them and about this connection. Okay, so we have fakeness. That's interesting. How are they feeling? On chill. That makes a lot of sense with the Hanged Man. Let's see. How are they feeling? But why? Exactly. They're not sure. So at the bottom of the deck, we have stop forcing it. And I think that makes a lot of sense with the sacral, because the sacral chakra is all about being in flow. You know, this is about going with the flow, going where your passions lead you, being able to kind of relax and just be on chill, you know, let things be how they're supposed to be, let things flow naturally. So I definitely feel like there's an element of this person feeling like things within this connection, at least right now for them, feel a little bit challenging, right? It's like there's a lack of ease. There's a lack of flow here. And this person is very much wanting flow and creativity and freedom, I think, in a lot of ways. And so I feel like this person is not wanting to come forward if it feels like inauthentic to them, right? So fakeness, you know, this is talking about inauthenticity. This can be talking about them being fake in the way they present, or feeling like maybe you guys are being inauthentic in the way that you present. That would make a lot of sense with that 5 of Swords, right? Because this is very much this energy of like, you know, we're not letting our guard down. We're only like giving so much of how we're feeling. We're being passive aggressive, which can equal or be perceived as being fake because we're not keeping it real about what we want. So yeah, there's definitely an energy of, for now, allowing things to be more chill and relaxed with the friendship, because I do think this person is still trying to understand the deeper why behind what's happening here with you, or why this happened in general. So I think I'm going to go ahead and close it out there, group 1, but I would really love to hear just how this message resonated with you. Is this a friend? Was this like a friends with benefits situation that I was picking up on for some of you? Definitely tell me your situation, because I love hearing your comments and your feedback to see how it resonated. If you did enjoy the reading, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in a new one really soon. Bye. Hey there, group 2. If you guys picked out this beautiful honey calcite sphere, let's go ahead and see how your former friend is currently feeling about you and your friendship. So we are going to begin with getting some overall energies from this person just by channeling some oracle cards. Then we'll get into the tarot to get you guys some additional specific detail. So let's go ahead and see. So for group number 2, Spirit, how is their former friend currently feeling about them and their friendship at this time? So we have the Canyon, deep perspective. Okay, I'm going to pull one more for overall energy. Clarifying this Canyon, Spirit, how is group 2's former friend currently thinking and feeling about them and about their friendship? The 5 of Wands. This is the 5 of Wands. This talks about obstacles and challenges. Okay. So there's definitely an energy of this person feeling like things are challenging with this relationship right now. Maybe there's been a little bit of argument or fighting or just not seeing eye to eye on certain things with this Five of Wands. I also feel like this person may have a little bit of fear around whatever challenge is happening in this connection. And I think they're really focusing on like the worst, or maybe have been focusing on like the worst case scenario versus best case scenario. I also feel like there's an energy for some of them of feeling concerned that this is an obstacle that can't be overcome for some of them. But, there is definitely an energy of this person trying to gain clarity around this connection with this is so weird. Okay, so this is so weird because it's like this picture kind of is giving me canyon vibes in a sense because it's like, it's like this mountainous energy and you guys have the color canyon. So it's just kind of a weird synchronicity. Maybe nature or something is significant to this relationship for some of you, mountains. But yeah, there's certainly an energy of this person digging deep. They're trying to understand what is going on, where this conflict came from, why this is feeling like such a challenging energy for them and for your relationship in general. So that's always a good sign when you've got someone that's searching for a deeper perspective here, because it shows that they are willing to take responsibility or accountability for any of their actions that they may have played, and they're trying to understand like the deeper reason why something is going on. So let's now tap into the tarot and just see what else we need to know about how this friend is feeling. So Spirit, how's Pile 2's friend, the former friend, this person we're tapping into, how's this person feeling about my group 2 viewers? Okay. All right, 5 of Pentacles. They're sad. The Moon. Okay. We have the 3 of Pentacles and the Tower. These flew out together, so we'll take them together. Clarifying the 5 of Pentacles. And the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. Clarifying this Moon. The 5 of Wands reversed. Wow, you guys, there's a lot of 5s here. Definitely a challenging time for this person. And let's clarify the 3 of Pentacles with the Tower. The 5 of Swords. Wow. At the bottom of the deck, the 2 of Swords is reversed. Okay, let's just kind of finesse these so they fit a little bit better here. And then I'm going to pull from one more Oracle deck. So let's get the Energy Oracle and see. Every time I straighten it, I just mess it up again. All right, Spirit. So for Pile 2's friend, how is this person currently feeling about them? Okay. Hold on a second. Let's try that again. How's this person currently feeling about my Pile 2 viewers and this connection? The World. Okay. So this is really intense energy that I'm feeling, you guys. I think that there's been, or currently is, a lot of conflict in this relationship. At least that's the way that this person is perceiving things at this time. With the 2 of Swords reversed, this is making me feel like there was some sort of elephant in the room that you guys were not addressing that finally came into the light, okay? Because usually this is an energy when we're kind of like ignoring things and not addressing them, even though we both have this uncomfortable feeling that there's something that needs to be addressed. So this is kind of an energy of stalemate. But again, with it being reversed, it feels like something was addressed here. You know, we have a lot of 5s. We've got the 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Wands, 5 of Wands, 5 of Swords. The 5s are all about challenging times, and the 5s also are about changes, big changes that come in for us. So this is definitely a period of time where this connection is undergoing a big change. I don't know how you, my viewer, are feeling about this connection right now, how connected you are to this person or how intensely you're feeling it. But just know that this person is intensely feeling this change. Really big. Five of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune reversed. I feel like this person is really sad over whatever happened in this connection. I think they feel really down and out. I think they feel, for some of them, I feel that this person is feeling a bit left out in the cold. Maybe this person is feeling as though you abandoned them. And with the Wheel of Fortune here, I think they're viewing this as like a really unfortunate circumstance. Like the universe was against you, or it was just bad timing or bad luck. I do feel like a lot of them wish that they could go back in time and do something differently. And I kind of feel like this is where that deep perspective is coming from. Now that they're kind of seeing how things have unfolded with your friendship, I feel like that Wheel of Fortune is about them wishing that they could go back, that they could turn back time and like redo something. And I also feel that this person is desiring stability again in this connection. Because with the Wheel of Fortune reverse, this definitely feels that this person is like on a low. They're at a low point with this relationship. And we also have the Tower here. We've got the Five of Swords. We have the Five of Wands reversed, which would be like more avoiding conflict, right? So I think this person is desiring stability here with the way this connection is right now. The Moon card with the Five of Wands reversed. So I do feel like this person is feeling anxious about this connection. I think they're feeling pretty uncertain about what went wrong here, why they're feeling the way they're feeling, maybe why you felt the way you felt. And because they're having these feelings of uncertainty and, you know, lack of clarity around where the future of this connection is going, there is this desire here for them to avoid conflict or walk away from conflict or just stop the fighting altogether. I also think for some of them, this Moon card is talking about their own inner conflict and their own inner turmoil that they could be experiencing. You know, the Moon card is about like our subconscious. So a lot of times when I see this card come up, especially in like relationship readings, and in this case, friendship readings, this has to do with perhaps something within this connection that triggered this person. It brought up some sort of subconscious fear. Could be something from childhood that was triggered by something that happened here. And they're just not wanting to feel that turmoil. They're not wanting to feel that conflict anymore. But then we come over here with the Three of Pentacles reversed and the Tower. So I think that this person feels as though, like, I think they just feel really shocked and surprised over whatever happened here. You know, Three of Pentacles is all about not something no longer being workable anymore. We're not on a team. There's no teamwork energy here. Maybe some of you guys had actually been like a coworker with this person or had like a business relationship with this person, and it came crumbling down to the ground because maybe it wasn't built on a solid foundation, okay? There's a lot of fives here, so it doesn't feel like this connection was very stable, at least in the recent past for a lot of you. But I think this person was really, really shocked when things didn't work out with your relationship, whether it was business-oriented or not. And with the Five of Swords, it definitely feels like there was a lot of, for lack of a better word, cat fighting. You guys did pick a cat tarot deck, which is kind of funny. But yeah, it's like there's a lot of fighting, cat fighting in this connection, fighting over things that don't really matter. Maybe egos getting in the way here. And so I do think that this person, it's interesting because there's a lot of conflicted energy that they're feeling right now. I don't think that they feel happy about the status of this relationship, but the good thing that I do see is that with the deep perspective in the World card, I do feel like this person, like I mentioned in the beginning, there's a lot of reflection that they've been doing around this relationship. I do feel like they are really trying very hard to understand like what went wrong here. And the World is an interesting energy because this is all about them kind of coming to this place of understanding that they have a lot of options out there for them. They have a lot of opportunity out there for them. So just because maybe something in this connection went left or didn't work out, it doesn't mean that this person cannot explore other opportunities with other friends. So I think that they're finally coming to this realization that there's more to explore outside of this relationship. Or maybe for some of them, it's about it being more to explore here with this connection. But intuitively, I feel like this world is more about them. It's more about their own energy. So this feels really intense, you guys. Let's go ahead and pull some more oracles here just to give you guys a little clarification. So for pile 2, can we get some clarity here on how their former friend is feeling about this relationship in the current moment? So we have spiritual awakening. Yeah. So what went wrong here pushed this person into a spiritual awakening. That makes a lot of sense with the Tower, the Wheel of Fortune reversed. I feel like whatever happened in this relationship, it really made this person feel like the rug was pulled out from under them. It felt really unexpected for them. And I do think that they've, in a lot of ways, hit a little bit of a rock bottom. But the positive thing, again, is that it's pushing them to do some self-reflection. It's pushing them to understand better maybe their own role in what went wrong here, and just maybe their friendships and their lifestyle in general is all coming into question right now. For some of them, I don't know why, I don't think this applies to everyone, but for some of them, I'm feeling with that Moon card that this person could have been into drinking or like substances. Like they might have been doing or engaging in behaviors that were like numbing them or making them feel kind of out of touch with reality too. And I think that this could have been something that pushed you away in a sense. Just because, like, it just feels like this is really major for them. Like, there's some sort of behavior of theirs or pattern or trigger that's really being called into question here, called in for evaluation here. Okay, we have manifestation. Kind of ties in really well with that World card. You know, I think this person is trying to stabilize right now because they want stability, like big time. We also have career as priority. Okay, yeah. See that 3 of Pentacles reversed. Like maybe you guys, like maybe this person like lost their job and that created some sort of a conflict in this connection. Either way, though, what I feel is that this person right now is really more so centered on their own stability with the number 4, manifestation, career. They're trying to kind of get their bearings. And so we have stop forcing it at the bottom of the deck here. I just kind of feel like this person right now, I don't necessarily see them as desiring to like come forward and work this out. I see them as trying to find some sense of grounding and stability for themselves. So I do think they're focusing on their career, and I do think that they're focusing on themselves a lot. So whatever went down in this connection, it's definitely pushed this person to try to like do better, be better, and understand themselves a little bit more clearly. So yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and close it out there, group 2. But definitely comment below. Let me know how this message resonates with you and your situation. If you enjoyed the reading, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all in a new one really soon. Bye. Hey there, group 3. If you guys picked out the Aqua Obsidian Heart with the Queen Alice Tarot, this is going to be your reading. We're going to figure out how your former friend that you're inquiring about is feeling about you. So I'm going to start off by channeling the overall energy using a couple of oracle decks, and then we will move into some specific messages with the tarot. So for pile 3, how is their former friend currently feeling about them and about their connection at this time? We have cyan. Speak the truth at all times. So communication is definitely being highlighted here. Let's go ahead and grab one other card. All right, so how is pile 2's former friend currently feeling about them? Clarifying this cyan energy. We have Temperance card, patience. Okay, cool. So interesting you guys picked a blue stone and a blue tarot deck, because the throat chakra is 100% being highlighted for this connection. So I feel like this person, what they're really thinking and feeling right now has to do with truth. It has to do with communication. It has to do with authenticity. So some of those themes may have been called into question in this relationship in the past. And they're definitely being called into question right now. So when I hear speak the truth at all times, I feel like this person is wanting to be more authentic with you. They're wanting to feel more comfortable being themselves. There could have been something within this connection, a dynamic that it was at play in the past where this person felt like they had to hold back with you. And I do feel with the Temperance card that this is something that this person has been working on. It's something that they've been growing. Their communication skills have been growing, or they've been working on them, if you will. And it's sort of come about like in divine timing in a way, because, you know, the Temperance card also talks about things coming together slowly. It takes patience. It takes time. It's kind of like divine timing is sort of like when all of the pieces of the puzzle fall together naturally, and then whatever situation you're thinking about falls into place. So there's definitely an energy of like communication and working on communication, but it sort of needs to happen, or needed to happen, when the timing was right, if that makes sense. So let's get some more insight here with your tarot. So how is pile 3's person, how is their former friend feeling? So we have the 10 of Cups. We have the King of Cups reversed. Ooh. We have the Page of Swords reversed. So there's that blocked communication there. Clarifying the 10 of Cups. We have the 2 of Swords. Okay. Clarifying the King of Cups reversed. We have the King of Swords reversed. And clarifying the Page of Swords reversed. We have the 10 of Swords. So you have a lot of swords. So definitely the communication is being highlighted here. We also have the 4 of Wands reversed at the bottom of the deck and a 4 of Swords here. So I'm going to pull one more oracle card for this group, and then we'll get into it. So for pile 3, how is their former friend that they're thinking of currently feeling about them and their friendship? Hostilities. Okay. And look at this, you guys. We have deceit. So this doesn't necessarily mean that this person is shady or that you're shady or anything like that with deceit. It just kind of goes back to what I was talking about with authenticity with the throat chakra. I don't feel like this person feels totally comfortable to communicate with you about how they feel about things. And I do think that this person, though they seem to have a lot of love for you, I don't think that they feel comfortable with confrontation. And I think that they may look at this relationship through rose-colored glasses, potentially to avoid having to speak the truth. I think they're really afraid that speaking the truth is going to result in like disaster. I also feel for some of you guys, and this might be tough to hear, so just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I also feel like for some of you guys, they could be perceiving your energy as being hostile. Because remember, this is how they feel about you right now and how they feel about the connection. And so there's something that they're perceiving as being hostile here. So for some of you, it could just be this person's own fears around communication or blockages on the throat chakra. And that's why they're feeling like it's hostile. But for others of you, I would definitely say there's a need to do some self-reflection on your own energy, to see if there's something that you could be doing differently to create a more open and welcoming environment for this person to feel more confident to speak the truth. Because with the Four of Swords reversed, I do feel like this person is feeling a bit uncomfortable in this connection. I don't think that they're feeling at home with you. Because when I think of this card, in the upright, this is all about like, look at this, holding hands with someone, creating a warm, welcoming environment, approachability, right? Celebration. And with it being reversed, it's kind of like the opposite energy. There's something blocking it from becoming that. So let's dial it over here. 10 of Cups, 2 of Swords. So this person, I think, really does have a lot of love for you. They may see you as a family member or a really, really close friend. I definitely think that you guys may have a lot of history with this person, because we do have 2 number 10s coming up here. And 10s typically talk about kind of like an ending of a cycle or a closing out of a cycle. So it definitely feels like you and this person have had a lot of time together in this friendship. And, the 10 of Cups, it definitely, it indicates more of that familial sort of love. You know what I mean? Where you guys are so close that you almost feel like you're a part of one another's family or really enmeshed into one another's world. But again, with that 2 of Swords, this is all about like knowing that there's this elephant in the room that needs to be addressed, but nobody feels comfortable to address it. So it could be worth kind of reflecting for you, my viewer, if there's something that you have felt needed to be addressed in this connection that you've also been ignoring. Because a lot of times we mirror the energies of our friends or the connections that we're in, I'm also really being called here to this knife in this image. Do you guys see that? It's making me feel like, and we have the hostilities with the sword. Like, I feel like there's some feeling of being like stabbed in the back that this person feels, or there's something with like communication feeling really cutthroat to them. So it's like, even though they have a lot of love, I do feel like, again, it's like I just keep feeling this person doesn't feel comfortable around you for whatever reason. We have the King of Cups reversed, King of Swords reversed. So the King of Cups reversed is about like feeling anxiety about something, emotional detachment, or on the flip side, it can be about anxiety and like just kind of not really being, what's the word I'm looking for? Neurotic is a word coming to mind. And I see that with this King of Swords reversed, this can be like a really, really cutthroat, really intense energy. Like the King of Swords in the upright, is a strategist. He's intimidating even in his upright form, because this is somebody, and look, we have another knife. Granted, you guys have a lot of swords here, but like that is coming through really prominent. But think of like, a more intense version of the King of Swords. This can be someone that's really intimidating and militant. So for some of you, it's like, I think this person feels anxiety because they could be perceiving you guys as being a little bit militant in your beliefs, or maybe a little bit strict in your beliefs, or the way that you come across isn't the most approachable. And I think it causes them to feel fearful is what I'm getting with this. Now, for others of you, I feel like this is an energy of them trying to detach from the situation because they don't feel clear about what's going on. So kind of 2 different extreme energies here, but the detachment energy also makes sense with that 2 of Swords of kind of like ignoring the problem. So it's like, I think this person may have felt like they needed to distance themselves from that energy, also because they weren't really ready to confront it. They weren't really ready to have a conversation about it. And then we come over here to the Page of Swords reversed. Look at this. This is scary. I just keep feeling like this person is like intimidated by you guys or like afraid of you for some reason. And you guys may not have like done anything that wrong. Like this could just be the way this person is like perceiving things too. So take it with a grain of salt if it's not feeling like it resonates. But you know, the Page of Swords reverse is sort of like we're not communicating in the most effective way. There's a lack of clarity, there's a lack of compassion, there's confusion, which leads to someone feeling as though they're being stabbed in the back. You know, here we have, let's see, is this Humpty Dumpty? And there's sadness here too. So to me, it really feels as though this person's concern right now with this relationship is about communication. For some of them, this intensity, this intense energy might be more their energy. Maybe this is the way that they're communicating, but I do feel like for most of you guys, a lot of you guys watching this is how they feel about you, right? So there's something about the way that you guys interact with each other and the way that you communicate that's been really off-putting to this person. And they're perceiving it as being hostile, and they feel like they've been stabbed in the back in some way or hurt in some way. But I do just want to say they still have love for you. I do feel like this is a connection where you guys have built up, you know, I think you have a history with this person. And I think that this person, they still remember the good times, right? But it's been hard for them, I think, to feel as though they can be themselves around you as the energy stands today. So I do feel like this person right now is working on their communication skills. I think that this is something new for them. You know, maybe something about your connection has pushed this person to learn about more healthy communication practices on their end. And if this person is someone that's been ignoring their truth or feeling too fearful to confront, I do think that this is something that they're working on, because they do have a desire to show up and be authentic with this connection. So let's get some clarifiers here. So for pile 3, can you give us some clarity on how their friendship is feeling? So we have therapy needed. Yeah. So for some of you guys, this person might be in therapy right now, like working on some of this stuff. Okay. We have, that was the past. So I do think there's a desire here to release the past, any conflict from the past. I think that this person really is learning a spiritual lesson through this connection as well, which may have pushed them to go to therapy. We also have new influence. So this person is calling in like a new type of energy into their life. Look at this, new place, new environment. I think that they might be focusing on trying new things, getting themselves out there. Maybe they're just wanting to kind of switch up the types of people that they hang around, because they want to feel supported in the changes that they're moving through with their communication and things like that. But yeah, there's definitely like, this definitely feels like this person, through whatever happened in this connection, has been pushed to really work on themselves. So regardless of how they feel about you at this particular time, group 3, this feels very self-reflective to me. That's just the way that it's really coming across. I do think, though, that this person desires a new sort of energy for this connection. So this could be like a good, maybe this is just something good for you guys to kind of self-reflect on, to see, you know, is there anything that this person is feeling that you feel is valid that we've kind of highlighted in this reading? Do you feel like they've maybe misinterpreted something, or do you feel like there has been some hostile energies in this connection that maybe need to be addressed on both sides? So I think we're going to go ahead and close it out there, group 3, but I would definitely like to hear from you, like how this message resonated in the comments. If you're not subscribed, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in a new reading really soon.